What is going on, everybody? Psycho Black here with
Psycho Red.
and today we're doing a Wonder Woman sort of trailer breakdown in a sense, or just our speculation and what we want to do.
For the latest trailer that just came out
Yes, for the latest trailer. We were going to try and do this last night, but we had a lot of stuff that came up, so we decided to do it today so we can give a little bit more of in-depth. We have the trailer playing right there on the bottom right, but before we begin, if you guys like this video, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, enjoy the content. We do a bunch of videos like this all the time. Gaming videos, walkthroughs, also with views of movies like Kong. We did Kong the other day.
Did Logan too.
Yeah, Logan. So, Inhumans news. So if you guys want to see all that, go on ahead. If you want to talk to us off stream, you can do that in our Discord chat. But let's begin. So, the trailers. I don't know. What do you think about the trailer so far?
It was good. Like I said, it was a real origin based trailer. Like, it was showing like Diana when she was young and training and not experienced in what she is now. So I mean, it was a more like story based trailer. Like the other ones were kind of just like little glimpses of actions and stuff like that. But this is like a more story based trailer, like plot based.
You said that the trailer is gonna take place. I mean, the movie takes place in the present time, and these are flashbacks, right?
No. I think the way it's gonna go is that it's like some of it's gonna take place in the present, like when the movie starts. But I think they're just gonna it's gonna like transition to like like
she's telling a story.
Yeah, like maybe she's gonna be telling us a story, or like what did you bring up about maybe Batman? Like
her and Batman having a conversation about how she came to be, or like
because if you guys remember from BVS, when Batman gets the email from Lex Luthor that he jacks from Lex Luthor, he sends the email attachment, the file to Diana, and he puts in the attachment, "Who are you? Like, what are you?" Right? And so maybe after
maybe the place before she gets on the train, or before she gets off the like from there to the plane, like she's thinking about all of this, and that's what makes her like this is why she chose to save man. You know what I mean? When Batman sends her the thing, and then she gets on the plane, and then she like decides to get off the plane.
I think it's this is taking place like right after like the events of BVS, because again, I think we are gonna have some present scenes, in the Wonder Woman movie, but like I don't think it's before. I think it's right after the events of BVS.
Maybe we'll see. I don't know, but so we wanted to just talk about some things that we thought were really cool about the trailer and about everything else. So one thing we wanted to mention is the suit color. If you notice that the suit color looks a lot more colorful than it did in BVS. Now, this may be due to the lighting because we saw some other shots where the suit doesn't look as colorful. Maybe because it's the lighting, and maybe in BVS it was just dark and everything would look blended together, because it does look like that at some moments in the trailer. But this is one of the screenshots that we noticed where she has the red and the
more colorful,
more of the blue and the Wonder Woman crest and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
because you guys remember remember when we got the first photo, like before even the trailers for BVS came out, we got the first photo, like the still Wonder Woman, and then the trailers came out. Like the big thing, people did like Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, but the only thing that some people didn't like was that the suit didn't have like enough color, right? And so when the very first trailer for Wonder Woman came out, like her actual movie, fans noticed it, and they have the same shot again where it's the one we have up here, and it's more colorful. You see it's more,
you see it's very detailed. It looks, you can actually tell that they spent a little bit more time trying to make the colorful. They're listening to the fans' responses, and they're throwing it in the movie, and that's good. They're not just saying "fuck you guys."
And like again, maybe it is just the way they, maybe the camera, maybe the filters, like maybe it was just all that, but if maybe it could just also be just they did go with more colorful suit this time, But either way, I like it. Looks cool. Looks good.
The next thing we want to talk to you guys about is, does she fly in the movie? Everybody was wondering that in BVS. Like, she can obviously jump.
Yeah, because like when the BVS the main fight starts with Doomsday, she does her battle crash, she's like a big ass leap, And
I think in this trailer right now on the bottom right, you'll see that she's gonna do a jump pretty soon. I think she does do like she jumps right there. She has like a big leaps, things like that. She can flip fucking cars. So the big question is, will she be able to fly? And I think in the trailer that they already show her flying. Me and Tucker were actually talking about this right now. But if you look at this picture, she's sort of like hovering.
Yeah, it's not like a jumping. Like she's like hovering.
Yeah, like in the trailer, if you see this part, she jumps up, but then it like holds. So I think right there she flies, and this is also to be in part with this clip, right? This picture right here. If you notice that the arms are spread out the same. Now her arms are a little lower there, but I mean she's probably picking them up. Yeah, they're in motion. So this is the last shot of the trailer, and this is one of the middle shots. This probably looks like one of the big fight scenes between either it's Eric Houston, right? That's his name.
Which one?
The General Eric Houston.
It was Danny.
Danny Houston, I think is his name,
Yeah.
or Dr. Poison or Ares, however it's gonna be. This looks like it's one of those somewhat in the big fight scene. Whoever she seems to be fighting,
has to be being one of the final.
Yeah, one of the final shots. You see her here, and then you see her over here as well, blocking the lightning. Now, this lightning doesn't look like it's coming from her gauntlets. You can tell it has the absorption, just like it did over here with her gauntlets. So, who knows? Maybe she's absorbing some sort of energy. I don't know.
But you're saying you don't think that's coming from Ares, right? I don't think Ares ever shoots lightning.
I mean, it's not coming from the general.
Oh.
So, I mean, who knows? Who knows what it's coming from? Maybe it's like an explosion, or I don't know. But you can tell that she's absorbing some sort of the shock there with that, and it just, it's awesome. We get to see more look at the suit. It looks like the suit's actually somewhat like glowing or vibrating or something. Like you get to,
it's like energy or something.
Yeah, some sort of energy. So maybe we get to see something on that. Now, something I do want to mention really quick is this. A lot of people and a lot of speculation are people talking about Bane. Does this have anything to do with Bane? This is where they're developing the poison. Dr. Poison is in the movie.
Like mustard gas or something.
Yeah, mustard gas. Now, I know a lot of you guys are like, well, Bane's poison is not gas, it's liquid. Well, I mean, this takes place in World War One. They could
it could be like a stepping stone, right?
Yeah, a stepping stone to the liquid gas that makes Bane, or something like that. They could do something that experiments it to make them super soldiers. Who knows?
But like, if it is in a reference to like Bane, like the stepping stone, do you think Bane's already been established? Because like this DC universe, it's like already Batman already existed. All these characters already existed. So you think Bane's already been?
I think
there
Bane's out there. I think
already?
Bane's out there. They're just not talking about it. Because if Deathstroke's out there and they're well establishing him, if Robin's already dead, Jason Todd's already dead quotations. Bane has to be out there.
And plus, Nightwing's already been confirmed. So all these characters are out there. So I'm pretty sure Bane's already out there too. This is just again, it's just a stepping stone to how
how it's gonna work out. So
how he's become or became or whatever.
I'm pretty sure. So hopefully we get to see something more like that with Bane. Now, the one thing I thought was really cool about this is the Gauntlet scenes. If you look here, I thought this was just so cool because we have the inexperienced Diana, like
the smaller shot is from BVS.
Yeah, from BVS, and then we have the right shot where it's from she's in Themyscira
training
and she's training and she's with her gauntlets for the first time. It looks like she finds out the power that they actually hold because
and I like her expression. Like, look at her, she's like, oh crap,
she's like damn,
yeah, this is cool.
And this is her gauntlets were crafted by Zeus. They're an artifact of Zeus. And if you guys want, we'll do a whole who is Wonder Woman kind of thing. I'm not sure if Psycho Red will be in for that, but if any of you guys want that, I'll definitely post a video of who is Wonder Woman. I'll go with backstory, what how she is and stuff, where she came from, what are her roots. But I just thought it was so cool that we get to see in BVS the experienced Diana, where she's like, yeah, fuck you, fuck with me. And then we get to see her where she's barely figuring out who she is and her power and what she actually holds within her. I think that's so exciting to see.
And real quick, since this is an origin kind of movie for Wonder Woman, as you can see from this picture, she's gonna be experiencing her powers for the first time, all that type of good stuff. Do you guys think they should have just, DC Warner Brothers should have just released this movie before BVS, since it's pretty much an origin story, in a way, kind of like the way Marvel did, of course, with Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor, and all that? I
think it would be too much of like copying in that sense. I mean, it's not bad to copy, but I mean, they want to take it a different route. You know what I mean? They don't want to be like how like Marvel is, where they're like, okay, let's do all of these and let's do the team up. I think it's going to have more of an effect because these characters are obviously not going to be the same truly. I mean, they're going to be the same, but they're not going to have the same kind of background that we know them to be, because we have like all these different concepts of them in our head, and it's cool to see these characters interact on screen, and it's like, how did they get there? How did they get to this? It's like, oh, we're seeing them in their prime, but like, I wonder what happened then. And
maybe
we get to see
that is a different,
we get to see exactly how it happened, because like I don't think we would have noticed this.
What do you mean?
We wouldn't have noticed this comparison right here with Diana if this movie came out first and then that. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Like, it's more of like, we see her as a badass, but we don't, like, we see them as such badasses in the movie, but when they do like the solo films, it's more of like, how did we get there? Like, and here we get to see Diana Prince like Just
But
being so humble, you know, like we've never seen her in the film so far as like not knowing what the hell she's doing.
I guess in the defense of DC, if they would have kind of followed Marvel's route, like, oh, let's give them like their first solo movies and then big team up, maybe people would have been either way, like, oh, they're copying Marvel. But they probably would have got hate either way. But maybe it would have felt more, like, I guess, more established and a little bit more sturdy, I guess, the foundation of the DC universe. If they would have just gone, like, I guess, the Marvel way. But I don't know, like, I don't know.
I mean, I'm pretty excited for this movie.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, early reviews are super positive. I know there was a pre-screening in a theater upstate, but I mean, I think it's gonna be it looks pretty solid, you know. But I feel like this movie's just gonna get hate anyways. Like I literally, this is my thing. I feel that every DC movie that comes out, even if it's good, like, I mean, to us, we'll be like, oh yeah, it was good. Oh, it was bad. But
yes,
I mean, critics are gonna slam it regardless. Like critics are literally gonna just take a dump over the DC universe because they're too busy. Like, I read an article the other day that said, like, DC fails yet again to step up to Marvel's plate or whatever. And it's like, they're not trying to step up to their plate. They're not trying to, like, they're trying to make good superhero movies, but they're not trying to be the same. They're not trying to do the same shit that Marvel's doing, because then it would just, why not combine the universes then?
But yeah, but like, here's the thing. Like, me, like, Psycho Black is a little more DC guy, and me, Psycho Red, I'm a little bit more Marvel guy, right? But that doesn't mean, like, I don't want the DC films to fail. Like, me, like, I thought Man of Steel was okay. I think that's DC's strongest film so far, but I just thought it was okay movie. BVS, I was, pretty disappointed, and kind of same with Suicide Squad. I was, disappointed. But on the other hand, Psycho Black really liked them. But again, I'm not saying I'm disappointed I didn't like them because it's DC. I just don't think they're they're just I don't think they really think they're that. Those are good of films. And like and if I was just gonna say BVS was a bad movie, then like I told Psycho Black, and if I was just gonna say it's a bad movie just without even watching it, I wouldn't have paid $17 for the ticket for a ticket. I wouldn't have bought a t-shirt for the movie for $20, and I would not have waited 5 hours in line for that movie. We waited 5 hours in line for BVS. That was a long wait. So I think though it was worth that stuff. Like, the movie wasn't bad. Like, it wasn't bad and it wasn't good. Like, okay, this is my thing. That a lot of people have a fucking problem with this. Turning like into a whole rant. So we're gonna end this up real quick. But Zack Snyder is a great, like, visionary. He has great visuals. Like, if you didn't notice the visuals and the references in BVS, go back, check it out. Like, there's videos. Yeah, there's videos, and he's just so, like, it'll blow your mind. Now, the thing that people have is that the pacing, and like, it's just that Zack Snyder is more of like, Warner Brothers, because if you didn't know, Zack Snyder always worked with Legendary Pictures. Yeah. He would always work with Legendary Pictures, and they would give him all the time in the world. That's why, if you notice, we have all these extended cuts. It's because Warner Brothers doesn't want them to have a 3-hour movie. Warner Brothers doesn't want that. Warner Brothers, like, if you're going to do that, you're going to make an extended cut, and we're going to release it for more money. But here's the thing, though. Like, with BVS, the extended cut was 30 minutes, and yet that still didn't change people's views. Like, because, like, when people were watching, some people were saying, like, the extended cut gets so much better because it fills up so many power. But like, the thing is, like, I watched the extended cut, I think maybe like 2 times. Once by myself, and then my sister bought the extended cut, and so she played it again, for my mom and my stepdad to watch. And so I watched it. I watched the regular cut of BBS twice, and then the extended cut 2 times. So I got a real good look at the movie in depth and everything. I analyzed it in my head. Even with the extended cut, I'm still kind of like about the movie. So
I mean, the biggest problem that people had with it was pacing, and people thought the pacing was like wrong. Like, okay, how do we get here? But like, you gotta think about it, is that Zack Snyder literally got the comic book and threw it in a movie. Because if you have a comic book and you look at the scenes, it says like meanwhile, and it switches scenes. But BVS extended cut has those transitions where it's like.
But I mean, it wasn't just like that. It was also just, people just felt like the movie just had too much. Like, a lot of people are really mad about Death of Superman. And, me including, like I said, even though Superman is not, my favorite hero, I still think, BVS, it was just too early to have Superman die. I mean, this is really the second movie with him. And I felt they just kind of used Superman as a plot device for Justice League. But, like, on the other hand, Psycho Black, he loved that
I think it was great. It. And I Psycho Red has no idea about what, like, I've already known. Yeah, but I watched the plot. I watched the plot leak of Justice League, and if it's true, you're really gonna appreciate Death of Superman a lot more than you do now. Like, if what I saw is correct, I can actually do a video on that if you guys want to know about that. But if you guys want to know what I know is correct, then like, man, it's gonna be fucking it. This Justice, like, I'm not too hyped for the trailer. I wasn't hyped, so I watched the plot leak, and it was just...
What trailer? What are you talking about?
The Justice League trailer.
Oh, you're not too... Okay.
I wasn't too hyped for Justice League trailer. I'm more hyped for Wonder Woman than I am Justice League.
That is true on both sides. You know, Psycho Black and I were a little more excited for Wonder Woman than Justice League.
Yeah. But, I mean, watching the plot leak, man, I was like, bruh, if this is how it's about to go down, like... I feel like they mapped it out, you know, and maybe the first movies are not as strong, but like I feel like these next movies are gonna be more like in your face and definitely gonna be something to watch. But if you guys like this video, sorry, went off on a little bit of a different topic.
I know, right? Like a little rant and DC
Wonder Woman. But I mean, if you guys want to know more about Wonder Woman, we'll post that Wonder Woman thing up. We don't want to make this, you know, something that it's not. But definitely, totally. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys like this, give us a thumbs up. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. All of our stuff is in the description. If you want to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, it's actually on there on the video as well. If you want to talk to us off stream, you can do that through the Discord. But without further ado, I'm Psycho Black.
Psycho Red.
And we will see you guys in the next video. Deuces.